This disappearing language is extremely controversial in India and Pakistan because of its mysterious origins. It's called Brahui and it's spoken in western Pakistan, which is weird because it's a Dravidian language. There's two main language families on the Indian subcontinent, the Indo-Aryan languages and the Dravidian languages. The Indo-Aryan languages are pretty much all in the north and the Dravidian languages are pretty much all in the south, but not Brahui. It's linguistically isolated from pretty much all other members of its language family, and the theories as to why are pretty controversial. One theory is that it's a remnant from a time when Dravidian languages were spoken all across the subcontinent before the arrival of Indo-Aryan languages. And this is controversial because many Hindu nationalists in India believe that the Indo-Aryan languages have always been there, as far back as the Indus Valley civilization 4,500 years ago. And so if the Brahui language is really a remnant from a time when Dravidian languages were spoken all over the subcontinent, then it lends support to the Indo-Aryan migration theory. This theory is a consensus outside of India, and it proposes that Indo-Aryan languages originated out of India and then migrated south. However, an alternative theory about the Brahui language is that it's a result of a more recent migration from the south only about 1,000 years ago. This theory is supported by the fact that the language doesn't have any loanwords from Old Iranian. Given that the current territory of the language was under Persian control for centuries, it's kind of weird that they wouldn't have any of these loanwords, especially given that the language is notable for having a bunch of loanwords. Many linguists see this as pretty strong evidence that the language comes from the south, which was never under Persian control. However, recent genetic evidence actually lends a little bit more support to the remnant theory. If they were really from the south, we would expect them to have a unique genetic signature associated with other Dravidian peoples down there. However, their genomes look pretty similar to the people around them, suggesting that they've been there for a pretty long time. Scholars are still pretty divided, and it's controversial because it has implications as to what the language of the Indus Valley civilization might have been. Again, most scholars outside of India don't think it was an Indo-Aryan language, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a Dravidian language, and the script is still undeciphered. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments.